So I think in a real practical way of democratization of culture is about, can be put down into tactics around audience development and inclusion and participation. But the next step in that is the need to adapt or change in response to a new collection, a new influx of people, and whether that is people who have migrated in or people who have been for generations in the same place but came with a different perspective, whether it's people of different education backgrounds and so on. So the culture and cultural practices and imagination, so democracy needs imagination. We need all of those perspectives, which is what that kind of catchphrase was about. It needs not one imagination to change things. It needs the practice of democracy, needs the imagination, the voices, the perspectives of an inclusive perspective where everyone, whether it's community or whether it's European level, however it is, those voices are heard. And what can culture do in that? So it's beyond democratization to truly democracy, living it. And it's not about voting and how often you vote or don't vote, although that's important given the system that we've got. It's about day-to-day democracy. It's how we live together.
I think the term democracy needs imagination is really a good one. And what we see, and I hope we will see even more, is that cultural actors, including like theaters, they are taking the stage in a new way, almost in a sort of, when it comes to theater, in a Shakespearean way. I mean, the discussions of the day take place in theater and played through, and the theater, this is another opportunity which comes out of the crisis, and I think the cultural sector has to take it, or in many ways taking this crisis as an opportunity to reinvent itself also as a political actor, and I think that makes it very exciting, and you see in countries, in regions where democracy is endangered, let's look in Eastern Europe, often the cultural sector is the most active, the most creative, and we can learn a lot from when we look there. So in that sense, I think it's a great term, and I think that's exactly what is needed. We need to be more creative, we need to dig in, we need to reinvent ourselves, we need to challenge this kind of things we have done in the past and say, what can we do different, and which has a different and new impact on our society, on how we live together.